Hey guys, it's Smiley Guy, and today we are going to be doing part 2 of my rewrite of the MCU Spider-Man. And where we left off was where Peter Parker, the Andrew Garfield version, took down Electro and he was becoming a symbol of hope. That was his goal from the last movie. And now this is his biggest struggle of all so far in this universe. This is what if Andrew Garfield was in Civil War. Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, it would say only the same. But when we're introduced to Peter Parker, here's when things change. He would it would be like he would like move out of like Aunt May's house because he's like in his 20s or something. He's like an adult. He would be like he would be dating Gwen. These guys like good from until Tony Stark shows up. Now, you'd be a big fan of Tony. Big fan since he's a hero and he's big fan since Peter is a big fan of science. Now, you to now this would be better. This, in my opinion, would be better because Peter in Civil War, he's only 15. He's just a kid. But in this version, Tony wouldn't know. Peter would be like, Tony would Tony and all the other event, Tony would like just try and pass it off as thinking that, he would try and pass it off as like, yeah, I know you take pictures of Spider-Man, maybe you could help me. That's how you would pass it off as. And Peter agrees, and yeah, it's when the Peter's story starts. And Tony says that he's made a suit for him, the fight. Now this suit would be way different from the one in Civil War and Homecoming. And I will tell you how different it would be in this next segment, Spider. Now, the reason why I think the Iron Spider should be in this movie is because, for one reason, Tony gives Peter a suit. Now, this is the only suit that everybody knows that Tony gives Peter. Well, it's the only suit that I can think of. It's so classic. Both of these suits in both movies are so iconic. But there's a difference. The Homecoming suit and the Civil War suit, right? They're based off the classic suit, the main suit. And and it's made by Tony. Now that suit is supposed to be made by Peter, not Tony. It's something like Peter came up with off the top of his head. It's his first suit. It's his wrestling suit. So it's like responsibility suit. The suit that gave him more responsibility. The suit that reminds him that got his uncle killed. And to have like Tony make that suit, it's just bull crap. Now, it's much more better if if it's Tony giving him the iron the iron spider suit because it has so much tech, just like how the suit does in Homecoming like and Civil War. It's just so blindingly obvious why it should happen. Now, another change that I would make in this movie, right, is that in the Civil War fight, it's still connected. Someone will die. They won't be a fake out. It would be Rhodey. I I think that should happen because Civil War needs to have consequences, and so does Peter. So I think when Rhodey's falling down, right, I think Peter should like try and I don't know, like try and make him parachute, but it's like but he gets him killed. And I think this should get people to switch sides. Because in Civil War, the comic, people switch sides like a lot. And that's what Civil War was known for. It's known for making people choose sides. It's known for conflict. And in this Civil War, there's basically zero conflict. There's still conflict, but I think it would be better if Rhodey died. I'm not saying that Civil War is a bad movie for having barely any consequences. In fact, this is my favorite movie. But I think that this would be better. Rhodey died, and most sides would chosen. So that in the final part of this movie, that when Tony and Cap are fighting, I think their team should show up. Okay, I know I killed off Rhodey, but I still want this Stanley cameo in the movie. So, Peter's at home. Someone rings the doorbell. Peter walks up to the door, opens it, and there's Stanley. Let me see this in my best Stanley voice. A package for Mr. Peter Parker. That was a terrible voice. Peter looks at the package. He opens it. And it shows like a card. Avengers Assemble. Peter looks at the card. Looks back at the man. Right after slamming the door in his face. I guess one man can make a difference. Stanley says. I'm looking at like his t-shirt. Spider-Man t-shirt. Excelsior. So here's another end credits. If you didn't like the first one, would show Shocker. That's right, Shocker. He would be in like the Peter's introduction, and it would show him getting called by the guy, the top hat from the first two movies. Shocker would answer the phone, but he doesn't know who he is. He says call unknown, but we would obviously know what he is. But not we don't know who the character is, but we know like the character is the guy in the top hat. And the guy says, I would like to make a deal with you. I heard that you want some revenge. I heard that there's been a recent book there's been in recent minutes bugging you. Shocker looks at the newspaper. So Pierre beating him up. He said, Shocker, Shocker tells a man to go on. And the man says, I would like to make a deal with you. Screen fades black. Shocker gears up. And we hear like blast. And the title says, Spider-Man will return.